Were your numbers multiplied, like, before they were married? I mean, shit. I fucked that up. I meant to say were your numbers related before they were multiplied.
Quick, redo the segment.
Yes. I have special guest here for reasons that will become clear after this gym. Disrespectful short pants.
What?
I don't know. So I have my team here plus Why Not, who is my HM slave.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Because I set it so that anything, like any HM can be learned by anything. So I figured the Why Not is special. You usually get out of an egg, and it usually can only learn like 5 moves. So
yeah,
I'll give it HMs.
Right. I did watch like a couple segments of this, and I didn't have a specific reason for stopping other than like I was trying to go through them, but I kept watching them when I was like dead tired, so I kept falling asleep.
No, that's fine.
And I don't know.
Wouldn't it be cool
But,
if I got a shiny Zap Cannon?
I like the shiny Zap Cannon.
I was thinking about that the other day. So if anybody that doesn't understand the shiny Zap Cannon, Zap Cannon has 50 accuracy and a 100% chance of paralyzing. Except actually it has like a 1 in 256 chance of not paralyzing due to a Gen 3 glitch.
It was Gen 2 actually.
Oh, it was Gen 2, sorry. Due to a glitch in Gen 2. So basically, if you manage to get it to paralyze... to not paralyze... Hit, not paralyze, and crit, then that's 16 times 256 times 2, which is 1 in 8,192, I believe, which is the same chance as the shiny.
Yeah.
The problem, I realized, is that because one of them is a 50-50, it kind of doesn't matter which one you get. It's still technically as shiny, right? Still technically a 50% chance?
No, because the other 50% chance is that it misses, so you wouldn't be able to roll for the crit and the paralysis.
Fair. Okay, yeah, fair point. Okay, the problem is that they're not all independent events, I guess. So, yeah, but I still like the idea. It's funny, just having a shiny Zap Cannon.
Since I don't really remember much of the rules of this randomizer, do all the Pokemon have their vanilla types, and it's just the abilities and moves that are different? Or...
Yeah, so types are the same. Abilities are swapped around randomly with a couple restrictions, like I think I made it so things don't get Wonder Guard, and Shedinja keeps Wonder Guard, because otherwise it sucks. I probably should have done it a little differently. Whatever.
Oh boy, Dragon Dance.
Oh yeah, but they learn moves. They tend to learn moves most of the time that are of their type. Is how I did it.
Okay. And I'm assuming the gym does not actually care about types, because I'm seeing different stuff.
No, they don't.
The Pokemon are of completely different types.
Ghost Dawn fan. It's your water starter idea.
Oh yeah, that thing. Which is in no way based off of a random enemy from Mario RPG.
No, sir. Okay.
What's the evolution method for Seadra?
I have no idea. I think it's just level up. I could check, though. I've just been assuming that I'll run into it eventually. Yeah, maybe.
This gym is weird.
Oh, that wasn't a double battle. Okay. Yeah, this gym is pretty weird. They changed it for they changed it between Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, and I think they changed it again in Oras. I'm not sure.
I don't remember what the Oras one was like, but yeah, I know the Ruby Sapphire one's different, because that one was like a bunch of conveyor belt platforms that were like going over and under each other in like a big maze.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Lepidopteran battle.
I am at the clear disadvantage here, and yet I will continue anyway. Because the AI is stupid, and it will probably continue to do stupid moves like that. Yep.
Oh no, now you can't escape.
Yay. Oh, right. I think I'll develop a special invincible Pokemon power next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever you say, buddy. Oops. So in both runs, I've had a normal type Pokemon with huge power. And in this case, it's also a Slacking that no longer has, Truant.
Truant.
And I should probably be a little bit more, fair about it, but oh well.
Whatever. Are
Or
stats the same?
Stats are shuffled, which means like it's the same BST, but each value is swapped around.
This is quite the opponent we got here.
Yeah. I think trainer and wild Pokemon will like try to do similar BSTs.
Okay.
Sorry,
What the hell would have matched Venonat? That thing is.
I have no
really
idea.
It's weird having to not actually care about my language anymore because like I did the Homestar stream yesterday and I try to keep it clean and so I have to keep stopping myself from using them as bad words.
Yeah,
I did mess up a couple times. I think I said fuck after dying in the Trogdor game, and there was like a couple other things, but it's like I keep cutting.
Don't lose control of yourself.
So what would win between a battle between Hoot Hoot, Hoot-Hoot, and Hoo Hoo?
Good.
I don't know.
Don't forget Ho-Oh and Ho-Ho, the mispronunciation of Ho-Oh.
And H-O-U-O-U. And also, hey.
I think I accidentally missed some trainers.
But did you accidentally the whole thing?
I shouldn't enjoy that meme. I don't really. Okay.
Is it a meme? I thought it was just like a thing from GameFAQs or something.
No, I've seen it in other places. I don't use GameFAQs. Oh, okay. So we've just had all this shit, and like this is not much of a step up, but it's at least fully evolved.
I mean, Ludicolo is usually kind of annoying to deal with. At least its type combination makes it not weak to many things.
Yeah, I will Psychic the Golduck, and I will Aurora Beam the Ludicolo to be neutral.
Actually, after saying that, I now realized it's weak to Bug, Poison, and Flying.
Okay, Aeroblast. I mean, yeah, those aren't the most common attacking types.
Bug and Poison, at least, aren't.
Fuck, I'm using Luster Purge. Lazarus has probably been my worst team member, just because it hardly does anything. It has Psychic moves and not much else.
Is it named after LP?
Yes.
And that's why it can sing.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I mean, to be fair, that's more rapping, but...
Yeah, it's the best rapper/eater on the street.
Yeah. Alright, shut up. Shut up!
What does Magic Coat do again? Is that like it like reflects status elements?
It's a special counter, I think.
I thought that was Mirror Coat.
It might be.
Yeah, because Counter and Mirror Coat are counterparts. Magic Coat, I don't remember. I want to say it reflects status elements, but I could easily be wrong.
Alright. Should probably heal Lazarus just in case I need to.
So I think in Ruby Sapphire they just have Lunatone and Solrock, but then in Emerald they added new things. So right. So let's. I'm gonna go ahead and just make a random prediction that somehow they will have 2 fire types, even though it's random types.
Good. I mean, dual types make that a little bit more likely, but yeah. Merchant Duck Hunt.
Merchant Duck Hunt.
Yeah, I put it. You have to put in like double battle trainers a little bit separately, like in terms of names and classes in the randomizer list. There's only a couple things in there. I think Duck Hunt and B+K are like some of the only things you can get. Okay, let's see here. I guess Jump Kick on the Tauros and Aurora Beam on the. No, fuck it. If Aaron's gonna be staying around, I'll Rain Dance. Power up my water moves. Okay,
if it's going to be staying around.
That never happened.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I have a feeling it might have happened.
That never happened. Oh, now I don't die. Okay. I mean, I do, but from 2 attacks.
Aeroblast, holy crap.
Alright.
Okay, well, I guess we're not getting 2 fire types.
So, well, the last one could be fire.
That's true.
I believe the hidden power type is poison, so whatever. It's just Thunderbolt the net.
Oh yeah, I remember that because I had a Ampharos with hidden power poison in Colosseum, and I thought it was weird that you got the same thing.
Oh, good. Oh no.
Wants
the opponent to
bear
bear a grudge. No! Anything but that! Let's get a shiny zap cannon, let's go.
What does that even do again? It's like if you die, then your stat, or like then the
no
thing's
idea.
stats get lowered. It's something stupid like that. It's like Destiny Bond, except instead of the opponent fainting, they just like get lowered attack and special attack. It's really useless. Or maybe it like maybe that's the one that no, I think that's Memento. Grudge, I think, is like all of your PP gets drained on the move that like caused the KO.
Oh great. Alright, fine, I'll switch out.
I'm surprised to see how many stupid, overly situational moves there are even in Gen 3.
Yeah.
I usually think of them. I usually think of those kind of coming out of the woodwork starting in like Gen 6. But, no, that's been around
Gen
a while.
4 and 5 is a fair amount. Well, Gen 5 had a fair number that introduced.
Gen 5 does have Quash.
I like Quash. Doesn't it just prevent
And
a
Reflect.
Didn't it just make a Pokemon go last?
Yes.
So it's only useful in double and triple battles?
It's. I would argue it's not even useful. In
Well,
those
only has any possible point whatsoever.
Right.
Okay, so that was not as easy as most of the battles have been, at least. Or what's that TM? Metal Claw. Okay, if you say so.
Can teach that to Seadra.
I mean, maybe it is semi-random. Let's see. It's not a great move, but I've been saving most of my TMs for just in case I would want something my last team member to use. But let's see. No, but El Pity can learn it, which honestly.
Okay, let's find out what the hell Magic Coat does.
Reflect special effects back to the attack. So I think that is what you said.
Okay. Luster Purge is like the Latios move, right?
Yeah. There we go. I don't know what its stats are like. I don't remember. Its attack is actually better, so.
You'll be able to deal with fairy types now.
Yay. Okay. Now here's the thing. Let's see. Marianne does have Surf. What does Wynor have? I don't see any of these being useful in the sea, and I want to be able to catch something, see if it's like a good team member, and then just go back in time if it's not. So
Okay.
I'm gonna deposit Wynor.
Have you done Shoal Cave yet?
Yeah, I did Shoal Cave last time.
Okay.
But remember, even though each route would normally have very samey Pokemon, they're re-rolled every time for the randomizer, so.
Right.
I think I checked the few up here. I don't remember them being anything interesting. I did skip trainers though, so we have that. So here's the reason why I have a co-commentator this time. Is
Because I love the ocean so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember checking Swinub. Basically, I figured that this would be really fucking boring, and I am correct, because I'm correct about everything. So I thought having a co-commentary would help, similar to how I helped out in with that one boring level in the Psychonauts LP.
Ah, yes.
Where the hell are my... I only have 9? Okay, I'm gonna want to get more of those.
But yeah, so I think I, way back in the Emerald LP, which was like, what, 2012? I did the video.
Mostly.
Really?
Brenda's half was in 20... Oh, sorry, Martin's half was in 2012, and your half was in 2013. I believe it returned in April 2013.
That doesn't make sense.
Wait. No, did it?
But, it's whatever.
No,
but either way,
sorry. Martin's half was in 2011 because it was when Black and White came out, and then your half was in like 2012. It definitely ended in 2013. I know that much.
Okay, but yeah, either way, like I did that all that time ago, and I had the video that was just me ranting about the ocean rats in this game for like a good half an hour. So no reason to go over any of that again. But
you have other stuff we could talk about.
yeah, we can talk about the
romhack
plight of the Lolan Toad Weasel.
They only sell
Yeah.
max. Whatever. I have money. I don't like max repels, but I have money, so I don't really whatever.
I never buy repels, but
I just find the encounter rate annoying.
gotta freak out over getting a repel.
Oh my god.
So I figure, like, I don't know what you've ever said about the ROM hack before.
No, nothing in nothing in the LP. I specifically avoided it because I figured we'd either save it for this or for Crystal, but
yeah, we'll probably do it in Crystal also.
Yeah.
But in angry mob form.
What do we even start with? There's Safari Zone bullshit.
I mean, I guess we should mention what it even is, or like.
Okay, so as of I believe it was 2 months ago, it was like July 23rd or something. We started a ROM hack that we've named Pokemon Rainbow Gold. It is a hack of Heart Gold.
That one guy.
Heart Gold, because we were talking about how like not only is the Heart Gold and Soul Silver or Gen 2 in general well known for having just a god awful level curve that makes the games a lot more annoying to kind of go through, especially in Gen 4 from my experience. For whatever reason, I think they made it worse by like increasing boss levels but leaving everything else the same. So something like that. Anyway, I was frustrated with that and with the terrible distribution. So we were like talking hypothetically about how we might change the distribution to include all 493 Gen 4 stuff, right?
And I think what happened was we started talking and we were talking about Pokemon stuff a lot because you were going through a bunch of different playthroughs, and we're just like, it would be cool making a hack for Platinum at some point. And we just kind of talked about that very briefly, and then just one day suddenly we're like, hey, let's just randomly jump into this other project here with no real planning beforehand and just kind of go for it. And it
to be fair, it was a simple idea. Like, we're not doing anything complicated with it for the most part.
Mostly the tools for this are very tenuous.
Yes.
But yeah, it's so basically we just kind of decided early on it's going to be the 493 hack, like have everything be available in some way. But then it's like the other restriction was everything has to be available in its like base form in Johto specifically.
Yes.
Like that's
just me being picky.
Yeah, that has been an issue in quite a few cases because it's you run into things where it's like I'm trying to think of good examples, but it's
basically I really hated whenever I would be like, when I was doing a run, I'm trying to plan my team, like, can I use this Pokemon? And it might be like, I don't know, can I use Hariyama in X and Y? I didn't actually do that, but I was like, can I use Hariyama in the X and Y? Oh, it's in the Dex, I can use it. But it's only Hariyama, not Makuhita. And to me, I really like being able to use the entire family instead of starting halfway through. So that's an important distinction to me, and I wanted to make sure that every Pokemon was not only available, but also that you could get it and use the whole family in your team without too much effort.
I mean, I do agree with that. It doesn't come up for me very often because usually when I play through a game, I will use stuff that's like specific to that generation, and they always make those available from the base form. But
I usually do that on a first run, but I do a lot of repeat run. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like there's a lot of situations. Like we also have the rules of like trying to keep the levels consistent, where it's like if the route normally has level 30s, then like there shouldn't be anything
that evolves later.
There shouldn't be anything that
I got let me just appreciate that the randomizer gave me Thrash, and then immediately upon evolution, the grass type version of Thrash.
Nice.
That's more interesting than Thrash, so sure.
But yeah, it's like if something evolves at level 30, don't have the first stage on the route with level 30s, but then also like don't it's like you basically just want
Just
it to
don't
be
make
consistent.
anything under
Don't have
level
it over
level.
or under.
Yeah.
And so that leads to problems where it's like, okay, well, we want to have the pseudo legends available kind of later on in the game, but then it's like Beldum evolves at level 20.
Mm-hmm.
Do we break the rule on this one? There's just a lot of really minor stupid crap like that.
Right.
But most of it all ended up working out.
Yeah, we've done every encounter table except for, I believe it's Seafoam Islands, Cerulean Cave, Route 28, and Mount Silver. Plus
and Route 21, and well, it's the 3 ocean routes, and I have to do all the water.
Yeah, plus the ocean routes in plus the ocean routes in Kanto, and all the water and like headbutt stuff in Kanto.
God, there were so many stupid things that we had to spend like entire days working on, where it's like, okay, let me go ahead and split up all the water types by freshwater versus saltwater.
We have a giant folder just full of like documentation.
Figure out which ones are fishing and which ones are surf and which ones you can find in the grass. And then like divide them up by area this way, and then go through every area painstakingly and be like, okay, this one is saltwater because even though like it looks like just kind of like a river, if you look at the map, you can tell that this touches the ocean. So that means with the good rod, you're going to find Finneon. It's like...
Yeah, we have a lot of documentation. Some of it is directly related to things that are in the game. Some of it is just like information that we've collated that we're using as reference when making choices, basically. But yeah, so it's been a lot of work.
The headbutt trees were a pain in the ass. I mean, those were mostly you.
Well, should we talk about the tools now? Because like we oh, that's a sprite. Look at that Hitmonlee sprite.
I think it's cool looking.
It's cool, but I was not expecting.
Very dynamic.
Yes. So I've mostly been working with the tools, and we just kind of call and discuss stuff as I'm doing it. Hacking is always going to be finicky. I have a little bit of experience with... Oh, hang on, I did that wrong. I have a little bit of experience with it, but not a huge amount. So this is my first, like... This is the furthest I've gotten in any kind of ROM hacking project. And, yeah, so hacking is finicky, Gen 4 hacking is finicky, and especially Heart Gold Soul Silver hacking. Basically, we don't really have good tools to use for most of the things that we want to do, a lot of the time.
Or more accurately, the tools look like they should be good, but then they just have a bunch of unseen problems.
Yes, yeah. So, for example, the best tool we could find for editing encounter tables, like the most easily, and with the most functionality, is a tool that's literally just called like HGSS Tools by Muhammad Ahmad or something. And this seemed to be a pretty good tool, except one time we've been keeping backups and all that. So one time I edited the ROM, and then I was poking around in a different program, and I tried to do I was trying to edit like the Pokemon abilities and stuff, and types. And then we found that we could no longer open it in the original program. And Joel had to look at it for us, and he was like, "Oh, well, it turns out that this program requires everything inside the ROM to be in a very specific order, which basically means it can only work with either clean ROMs or ROMs that I haven't done anything else with, haven't used another tool on. So that has restricted us to being forced to do every encounter first, unless we want to try to work with other tools. But there's no other tools that let us do headbutt easily. We could do it with hex editing, but if a tool exists that lets us do it more easily, then I want to be able to do it. So it's just shit like that.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of unseen things that are just not explained how they work, and places where the developer has formatted it incorrectly. So, for example, every encounter table in the grass has morning, day, and night, and it has 12 slots that go 20, 20, 10, 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 4, 4, 1, 1. And you have to kind of distribute.
And I'm pretty sure doesn't the tool actually list those percentages?
Yeah, it does. It does.
But it doesn't for other stuff.
It doesn't for surfing. It doesn't for headbutt. We had to basically cross-reference this with Bulbapedia and Cerebi to figure those out.
That was fucking annoying because Finding the percentages on like the surfing and the headbutt stuff was just kind of awful. Like the surfing and fishing, I don't think took too long to figure out.
No.
And those are
Headbutt
really
was a piece of
stupid
shit.
too. They're like 60, 30, 5, 3, 2.
Yes.
And for headbutt, it was like, so here's the problem with headbutt. In the Gen 2 games, there's like certain types of trees, and the game is just like, okay, this is considered a mountain tree, so it has this pool to pick from. And then they have like this stupid system where like the entire game it goes off of a grid of like 0 to 9, and the trees that match your ID number or something are considered rare trees. It's really weird. But so the remakes don't do that. The remakes actually have a separate encounter table for every area.
Yeah.
And there's 2 types of trees in each area.
And we
like,
have
there's the A trees and the B trees.
Even with all our research, we can't find out if A is consistently more common than B or not.
Yeah, I have no idea.
It seems like they might be, but we're not sure.
But it's like we're looking up, okay, like how do we figure out what the rates are for these things? So I'm like, well, let's just make them like a bunch of different things and then headbutt a bunch of times and see like what comes out, and we can kind of take a sample size.
Yep.
We try that. It's really fucking inconsistent. And so I'm looking at all these sources, and I look at Bulbapedia, and I'm like, okay, what are the encounters for this area? And then they add up to like 140%. I'm like, are they just wrong, or like what is this? And
Cerebee's not much better for that record. Just by the way.
And so like, yeah, eventually we discover, oh, it's because there's 2 types of trees, and so like, if
They're
execute
kind of mixing the data.
It's like if execute is 30% in both of them, they're gonna just say 30. But then like, if Butterfree is 10% in only one of them, they're still gonna list it as 10, and then like a different 10 for its counterpart, so it's not gonna add up the same. It's like, they worded it in ways where it kind of made sense, but not really. And so, like, we had to do all this, like,
okay.
Oh shit.
I think I found one of these somewhere else.
But I was like, you kind of had to work backwards to figure out what half of that meant, and it was really annoying.
I think I found one last time.
And then there was the Safari Zone. Oh god. Oh god, the Safari Zone. So here's the problem with this.
It's already confusing just as a player trying to utilize
it's
the Safari
confusing
Zone.
as fuck. It just normally, but so
which is why I never bothered with it.
I'm trying to remember all of the problems with this because it keeps going. So in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, there's 12 areas in the Safari Zone, and you start with 6 of them, and then you get the other 6 after you complete like a little mini quest, and then you can just kind of switch them around.
Swip them around.
Every other area in the game that is like grass or cave or whatever has the 12 slots. Like has the 12 slots, which we explained earlier, were like 2020.
These have 10.
In this one, there's 10 slots, and we're like, okay, are they just all 10% each, or how does that work? So I go to Bulbapedia, and that was a fucking mistake. So the page for the Safari Zone on Bulbapedia like lists the encounters, and it'll say like, okay, like this one's 20%, this one's 10%, this is 5, and then it'll be like for this section it'll like not list what the percentages are because it's like, oh, we don't know what these ones are.
Yeah, some of them just say like question marks. Some of them are like 23.89%.
27.4%. I'm like, okay, what?
Look it up right now. Any of you can go to Bulbapedia right now and find extremely bizarre percentages in the Heart Gold Soul Silver Safari Zone.
So it's like, I guess they just don't know what they are somehow, which is really weird.
I have to assume that those numbers are gained from just like basically trial. Like they just went through, recorded down what they found, and calculated the percentage, and that's what they got.
But the best part about all this is, like, after going through all this, trying to compare these tables versus the ones on Cerebi, and like trying to see why they're coming out this way. Then we're like, okay, I'm pretty sure all of these just are 10%.
And then we find a note at the start of the tables that just says, by the way, all the slots are 10%. We're like, why do you have conflicting information in here then?
Yeah, the Bulbapedia page, like, after I spent hours looking at these tables trying to figure out
I think
how
I
these
noticed
make
it, right?
sense. Huh?
I think I noticed it on call, right? Like, we're both just looking through the page again.
I don't remember who noticed it, but yeah.
I was just like, hey, it says 10%.
Scrolling up, and I'm like, okay, hold the fuck on. This paragraph here literally just says that every encounter in here is a multiple of 10.
Well, no, it's specifically 10%. Well, I think the surfing is a little bit different, but yeah.
But yeah, so it's like... And that's the other thing. Everywhere else in the game, surfing and fishing, there's 5 slots. It's 60-30, 5-3-2. Not Safari Zone. Safari Zone, it's...
Gotta be different.
10, it's 10 slots of 10. And everywhere else in the game, there's no difference between morning, day, night when surfing. But there is in the Safari Zone. And so, like... And none of this is explained in the tool. The tool just has, like, a bunch of slots that are completely unlabeled. And it's, like... So, like, from what I remember, the grass slots are at least okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's a 3x10 grid, I think, because it's morning, day, night, and then you have the 10 different slots. It's like, that's fine. Then there's like a water section where it's like there's a radio button that you use to switch between surf, rod, good rod, super rod. But then each one of them has like fucking 30 slots, but they're not in a 3x10 grid. I think it was hang on.
It was no, it was actually 30 slots. It was 3 across by 10 down. And because
it was 36 because there's the ones from the blocks. And remember, it wasn't explained at all.
If I recall, it's actually the way it worked was it's 12 for morning, day, night, and then 6 for blocks or something. And then, but it was actually because that adds up to. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think it was 36. It was like, or no, maybe it was here. I don't know what it was. It was fucking stupid because like the thing is, it wasn't organized well at all. So it was like, like every other section in this tool.
Yeah, the point is the guy who made this tool.
You're going down the column, and it's like you hit the bottom of the column, and then that's the end of that section.
Mm-hmm.
This one, it's like
incorrectly, basically.
I think it was like it was like the first column, and then like the next 2 of the second column are the morning ones, and then it picks up from there for the day, and then the night, and then like there's the bunch at the end that are from the blocks because the Safari Zone has the stupid like if you place 14 water blocks and leave them for 30 days, then this stuff shows up. And that stuff appears to just be hard-coded.
Yeah.
So we're not touching that with the fucking
39. Rather we are, but we're just going to make it so it doesn't get you anything unique. We're going to match it up to what we've already put in the Safari Zone.
So, like, that stuff is so stupid. But it's... Like, none of this is explained anywhere. No. I think we had to spend a couple days figuring out...
For some reason, romhack is really reluctant to actually share any of the information that they learn about the tools and the ROM while they're hacking. So, like, we basically have to refigure out... We have to reinvent the wheel every time. It's not quite... Like, we're not really innovating. We're using tools that other people have made, but we're having to learn how to properly use them because no one writes any documentation.
So,
Anyway,
speaking of the Safari Zone,
I think we should probably go into that next time because I'm hitting up on the time I usually go to, and it seems like a nice point to break at. Not in the game, but in the commentary at least. So next time, more water routes.